So one of these dogs consumed rat poison, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm reading. I got into the filter. Saturday night, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go on my phone. All right, Saturday night, can I watch a movie? No, let me just cuddle, cozy up into bed, get ready to go to sleep early on a Saturday night. Check the time, 11:30. What the hell? I thought it was like 10:45. And where's the dog that ate rat poison? Anyway, I get on my phone. I see something pop up about, I don't know how it popped up, but about a terror attack. Oh yeah, that Daniel Pearl came up on a program on TV from 20 years ago, where he was killed in 2003. He was a journalist for the New York Times, I think. He got killed in Pakistan. And the Mahmoud Al-Sauf, I don't know his name, but they finally got him. I think they arrested him, maybe they killed him. India counter-terrorist, elite forces ended up killing. It's funny, counter-terrorist. What's a terrorist? A terrorist is someone whose job it is to invoke terror. Why are they invoking terror? Because they feel underprivileged, right? There have been regimes that have invoked terror, like Russia, Germany, right? Those are terrorist regimes, but we didn't call them terrorists. But they spread fear, they spread terror, and they killed millions of people in the process. But when we think terrorists now, this modern age, this 20th century, or late 20th century, 21st century view of terrorism, are small, aka freedom fighters on the other side, rebels, small groups that like to blow up things. And they usually hit like 10 people, 2 people, 4 people at, how many people? 6 people at that Paris restaurant. Somebody actually showed me a tour. He said that, yeah, this is where it happened right here. This restaurant. In the case of October 7th, when you go on Twitter, I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's Israeli based, Palestinian based, but they're showing 710. I'm like, 710? What's 710? I know 7-Eleven. And I'm like, oh, 10-7. It's like European, international, weird way of doing the month first and then the day. But yeah, they killed over 1,000 people, and then so that's the goal. But I'll take a moment to talk about misinformation. So the information campaign is oftentimes bigger, especially if you want to win the international war, if your side is outnumbered, like in the case of Palestine or Gaza. You want to win the campaign of information or misinformation. So you think, oh, all their government reports are going to be fully accurate. No, it's just tons of lies on both sides, right? The Ministry of Health in Gaza reports 40,000 civilians dead. Okay, maybe it's 40,000, maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 20,000. Then I wrote a report that it's being underreported. They're doing it purposely to make it not. What was the reason? I'm trying to think why they were underreporting. They're lying, they're underreporting because they want to make it seem like a morale boost, like not a lot of people are dying. I don't know. But it was some argument on the other side, like they're lying about underreporting or overreporting. Israel said they were lying, and then other people said no, they're underreporting because they don't want to make it seem that bad. Anyway, so there's the argument that, not the argument, but the statements that come out saying they're hitting hospitals and schools, ambulances. Are those the big three? Now apartment buildings, civilian homes, tents, restaurants, right? And then Israel just responds, they'll tell us hiding there. They'll tell us we're hiding there, and we have to kill all the bad terrorists. Okay, they are all bad, and they have to be annihilated. It's you notice how the Hebrew accent is very similar to the German accent. I noticed that. There's a couple different sounds, but I don't know why that is. Maybe some of the glottal throat sounds. Hard to pronounce sounds. That's called when you get over 40, you gotta go out, and life has given you a bad deal. What do you do? So age is very important. To be young, I'm talking about in the dating world, financial world. To be young opens up the world of possibilities. As you get older and older, that door starts to close and it gets clamped down on you. Should I keep talking about that war? Anyway, I went down the rabbit hole, and then I found an all Hebrew post. Okay, Hebrew. 9 times out of 10, you have a Hebrew post on X. You translate it, it's going to be pro-Israel. Well, this was a story of how a girl was pro-Israel. Now I think she's a young woman. She said for 20 years, so I think she's 20 years old, or maybe 25. She was indoctrinated to the pro-Israel, anti-Hamas, anti-PLO, anti-terrorist agenda that they all should be annihilated. They're evil, evil people. So we saw what happened on October 7th at the pure evil of Hamas. So what's Hamas? It's just a collection of normal Arab Palestinian people that have been indoctrinated. They've looked around, they see their whole families, their whole neighborhoods in wall-to-wall blocks of buildings and tents. Palestine has the largest refugee camps in the world, I think, or second largest. In terms of percentage of population, the largest. I think it's like 90%, 80% live in refugee camps. I know Darfur, Sudan, at one point might have had larger numbers. Still does. It's you look around, every single mass conflict where people are in camps, it's the reigning government in power has forced some ideological and physical power to say this population is bad or this population wants to destroy us. But you look at the numbers given, like, can the Palestinians really destroy Israel? They can with the help of Saudi Arabia, with the help of the whole world, with the help of Iran, but Iran's nothing compared to Israel and the US manpower. Everyone says we need to stop sending money to Israel. It's only 16% of the weapons that we send to Israel, of their total military budget. And that 16% they turn around and buy weapons from mostly the US. I don't know if they buy any from Russia or how much, probably not that much. So sending money, we should stop funding Israel if you believe in a global peace, right? But at the same time, do you want, what would be the void? Just a random country like the same size as Israel would be Lebanon. Israel didn't exist, another Lebanon. Like, you don't really hear much about Lebanon. Just a few random terror attacks by Hezbollah, and that's about it. But it's nothing like on the global scale where they're killing millions of people. So the argument that Arabs and Muslims are responsible for millions of deaths, I don't think you can make that argument anymore. If they were in the same position as Israel, where their doctrine, their biblical text said, their holy text said, this is our land, and they recently moved in and they have the support of the whole world, say like the support of Saudi Arabia, and at one point they did in the early 60s, but they got wiped out after the 6-Day War. The embarrassment sort of lost support in the Arab world. So it would be the same thing. You can't say because that's what's happened, but because these are Jews and these are Muslims or Arabs, a lot of times there's no there's Israeli and Jew, and I guess Arab and Muslim, but it's religion, it's not location. So it's weird to find a term, but you can say, I guess, Palestinian Muslims instead of Palestinian Arabs. Like, what it is it's 90% of the population is 9% Christian, 1% secret Jewish, or is almost 0% now because of the war. Probably, I think Israel sent orders to get them across the border. Wow, this is the longest report vlog on the conflict. So, yeah, it's not about, I mean, it is about who they are, but it's just about the power. We have another case of the powerful taking that. At one point, pre-World War II, throughout history, Jews were the powerless. And now they have power. They're one of the most powerful countries in the world, despite their size. I mean, in terms of size, they probably have the most firepower in the world, in terms of landmass. And now their goal is never to let the Holocaust happen again, and also, by any means necessary, to get rid of anyone that creates conflict, which in this case are the Palestinians and Gazans. Even though you look at the death, it's always 10. Is it 100? I don't know what their policy. I think it's like 100 deaths. For every one Israeli that dies, the law of 100 or rule of 100, they'll retaliate and kill or arrest 100 Palestinians. And so one argument could be made that, hey, they should stop fighting back and stop doing anything negative. But then it's like, what are they? They're just gonna get run over, which they have been with all the Israeli settlements. They had 22 or 21 settlements in Gaza before they were recalled, but only 4 in the West Bank. I thought they had a lot. Oh no, they recalled 4 settlements. They demolished 4 Israeli settlements. The Israeli government did as part of the withdrawal at the start of the war. No, that was 2006 when they did that. There weren't that many settlements in Gaza, maybe 0, actually, at the start of the war. But West Bank is a lot bigger. I think it's 5 times the area of Gaza. Gaza's just literally a strip. That's why they call it the Gaza Strip. But it had 2 million out of the 5, or was it 2 million there and maybe 5 million or 4 million, 4.5 million Palestinians in the West Bank. So densely, I think I read it was the most densely populated area in the world. There might be another area that's more populated, so yeah, not a good place to be right now. So what's the end goal? I mean, there is no end goal. Israel, Netanyahu, the government. Never sure. I don't think we don't have snakes that drop on you, but just like weird things that drop off. You never want to be. If this was Africa or India, something, a cobra could just fall from the tree and grab me. You know, you can't just like hold on to a tree. You always got to be looking up. Anyway, this dog ate rat poison. I could get him vitamin K. I was gonna just take him to a vet for a shot and then get a prescription. But then I read just regular vitamin K, not K2 or K3, but regular vitamin K and a B complex for the neurotoxins. Should do the trick. Hemotoxins with the vitamin K coagulants to fight the anticoagulant properties of the rat poison. So never buy rat poison bait box. The animals eat it. Wild animals eat it. They die. You get rid of everything else in the system. So it's better just to build your own trap. Like there's a ton of YouTube videos on how to get rid of mice and rat, where you trap them in and they all just sit on top of each other. Then you can release them or burn them, kill them, whatever you want to do with them. Anyway, so or just trap them. Just a slow death where they starve is more humane. Actually, usually they get trapped and their intestines bleed out. Is it more humane than poisoning? Maybe. So yeah, he ate a little bit. He ate like 10% of the box, I think, 20%. But then he threw it up, so I just want to give him vitamin K for the next couple weeks. Make sure he's okay. I don't think any of the other dogs ate it. Yeah, I walked out after reading all this Gaza Palestinian stuff. Oh, okay, so the Hebrew text 9 times out of 10. So I told the story. And now every single one of her posts is a retweet on the atrocities in Gaza. It's like, okay. Oh, and then recently on the 8th, so Wednesday or so, Thursday. The Knesset had a first of its kind debate what to do with the population that's starving in Gaza. And then people said, oh, they're not starving. Show me the starving people. But the headline from Haaretz, I think that means the land, the Israeli left wing, so liberal, pro-Gaza newspaper, pro-Palestinian, they said the Israeli parliament or Knesset government said, if we have to, we'll let them starve to death. But that was a bad accent. If we want to, we'll let them starve to death. But that's not the quote. What's the name of the quote? The headline was a fake quote, so this is part of the misinformation. So the goal is make it sensationalized so that people care. If it was like, nobody's gonna care if it said, one guy said he doesn't care about Palestinians. Like, if that was the quote, we don't care, it's all lies. Okay, nobody cares. But if it says we want them to starve to death, yes, it's part of our policy, then I think they did say that it's part of the siege policy. I read an article too. Anyway, 2 a.m. I let the dogs out just to go sniff in the yard, and of course rat poison. 20 minutes later, I'm like, why the hell aren't they coming back? And he's eating a box of rat poison, so I'll give him vitamin K for that. If he ate the whole box, I would have rushed him to the vet, but it's been overnight. Andy threw it up on his own. Crypto, should we talk about crypto? A bit. Alts ripped. Moodong went like 3 cents to 20 cents, or back to 200 million. I think 650 million, all-time high, or 700 million. So it's almost there, 3x to go. Peanut went from 18 cents to 46 cents. Didn't hit my 50 cents paper trade target, but we'll see. Trade deals reached, essentially, but is it priced in? Yeah. I don't think there's a trade now. The trade was Trump promising to buy the dip on Friday, and then the day before on Thursday. Was it Friday? No, Thursday. And then on Tuesday night. Was it Wednesday when he said good time? I think Thursday he said good time to buy stock. And then Tuesday night he said, Scott Bassett said, we're close to a deal, or we're in talks with China this weekend. Anyway, so alts just ripping. Meme coins, there's a couple, like Diarrhea, the sequel to Fart Coin, the Air. Gork bounced. ETH Gork still low, 200k market cap. I might buy some ETH Gork, maybe it runs. Doubtful, but I'll put like $1,000 in there. Can't believe I round trip. I was up 3,000, it didn't sell. When it was 1.5 million market cap. So ICOs are getting hot, of course, when the market comes back. So you have to think, like, what are good coins? You can't just think what are coins. You have to think what coins will pump in a bull market when it comes back. What coins pumped the last time we pumped in November and December? And they all got front run. BSC coins did like 3 or 4x, like Mubarak. Where the hell? Broccoli even went up. I bought some test, of course it went down, but that happens, and it's crazy. Pangu on Upbit, long 50k at 154 or 0154. Now the price is 0136. I don't care about these. And the market cap's too high, $1 billion market cap or 900 million. Come on. I was just hoping we could get another 2x. 2 billion, is that too hard to ask? Popcat bounced from 14 to 50 cents. Can it go back to $2? I don't know. I think I'm breaking it even at like $1.20 on my 80k max drawdown. DGen still down 90% from the top, 85%. Is it going to go back? I don't know. So anyway, these alts just pump. So you have to think, not is this going to pump, but was this a coin that pumped in the last bull market? Then you ape. So you want to ape when you see a little bit of strength. Yeah, you can get wrecked. You can lose all your money, but especially if you're trading leverage, it's riskier, but you can make $1 million like that. But on meme coins, if there's a big runner and you ape like $1,000, $2,000, you can make $100,000 or $200,000. Or if you want to hold for 1,000x, likely you won't. And shout out to somebody that I know that keeps selling the bottom, missed 15k because he sold early, and now he's wrecked. He sold his watch and his gaming PC. So don't be that guy. Don't be somebody that does that. So I guess that's the vlog. Short and sweet. See what happens. Futures open. The weekend pumps are always different. We have some alts that run because there's no macro news. And then ETH to 2,600. Holy crap. Now it's at 24.56. But I'm glad that long is saving me, even though I longed. I'm down 7k on Pangu. I'm actually up 11K on my top long at my FOMO long at 22.20. You think like 22.20, ETH hit 2,600. Oh, that's a pretty good entry. But it was 1,800 the day before, a day and a half before. So it was still a risky entry. That's when you think the result determines if it was a good trade or not. You don't want to think that. You want to think, is it a good trade in this situation? It's hard to prove until you see the result. But for me, I'm always like, is this coin up 20, 30%? It's not a good long. But at the same time, there's some coins where you see them up like that, just crazy momentum. 2x, you would never long after that 4 month of bear markets from January to May. You would never long like Moodong when it's up 2x from 30 million to 60 million market cap. And now it's 220 million. So it's like, sometimes when the coin is up big, it means you should long, especially in a bull market. But don't get liquidated. You're not going to long more than like 2 or 3x in that case. If it's up 2x. So it's a weird thing in the bull market that the higher coin's up, the more you should long. Obviously, you want to get it all in on the bottom if you can, and that's how people make millions. They don't make millions longing when things are already up and getting lucky. That's how they get wrecked. They catch the bottom when it's up just a little bit, and you see the people, I forgot his name, but like over and over again, he got liquidated. And then suddenly he caught a winner. Like he's always does 75x leverage with $10,000. Then finally he ran it up to like 3 or 4 million. You know who I'm talking about. But you can't, no one can trade like this. But he had good news trades, like aping late. Now you can ape late on news trades and usually do well. Like Lido, I aped at $1.02, it went to $1.03, back to 101. Then it hit $1.17, now it's $1.08. But anyway, I was up 3,000 or 6,000 at one point. Now I'm up 3. I was up 7. Okay, it's nice to have money in the pocket. Remember the goal. What's the goal? The goal is to be not poor. So some people, they need millions and millions constantly to make money. Some days they might not make any money, so they feel poor, or other days they might lose 100,000. Bro, you still have $10 million. That's less than 1% of your port, but they still feel poor. So the ultimate goal is not to feel poor, and you can have no money and not feel poor. So if you're spiritually high, however you want to do it. Okay. So good luck. Good luck to everybody. But obviously it helps if you have a little bit of money. You feel not poor less. Where's my white dog? White doggy dog? White doggy. It's too damn hot. I don't want to get bit with my snake. He's dead. He is officially dead, the white dog. Oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing?